So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to gain more speed, especially as you're getting older. Believe it or not, Drew is actually about the same age as I am. I'm 41. Drew is 42. I know we look great for our age, but we're going to talk about how to continue gaining speed. And for those of you who are younger golfers and just need more speed, this is going to be helpful for you too. So Drew, talk about what's been going on with your golf swing.
Definitely 20, 25 yards off the driver, which sucks because, 280 used to be a big drive for me. So now, stretching out there 275 or 280 is pretty good for me now.
I don't think it's that far. So go ahead, take a swing for me there, Drew.
Drew's got plenty of local knowledge and can definitely golf his ball, as long as he's playing on the forward tees, maxing out about 102 miles an hour, and that would be great if he was actually old enough for the senior tour. But instead, he's your typical aging club pro. He's got too much time at the bar, not enough time at the gym, which has left him with a bad back and a ball speed that only impresses a 20 handicap. But with that being said, Drew does a lot right in the golf swing. He's got a backswing that I would love all of my players to have. A good job of kind of an early shift into his right leg here, good rotation to the top of the backswing. This is where he runs into some trouble. He just doesn't move into his left side early enough. This is where he loses a lot of speed or potential for speed, right? He needs to get into his lead side at the top of the swing. You can see he just kind of hangs out back on that right foot there, doesn't really get left early. And then because of that, he feels the need to really kind of dive down through impact. And that's a point where you watch good players and they're really pushing up away from the ground. It's costing him a lot of club head speed and a lot of distance. If he could get his body moving more up through this bottom part of the swing and not have as much of this kind of chest forward, hip back look, I think Drew would definitely create a lot more club head speed.
Yes, that's Tui.
Okay, so one of the main things that we see in Drew's golf swing is that he's kind of the quintessential, cover the golf ball, right? And that's not really a feel that most of us should have. I know that's a term that's used a lot on the golf course where we want to try to cover the golf ball, but Drew actually does this too much as he swings through. So he gets to the top of the swing. Essentially, his upper center outraces his lower center. His head kind of dives forward, and he gets this kind of follow through this way. And as he's pushing down through impact or down too long, he's losing potential energy or potential force that he can create in the golf swing. So what we want Drew to try to do is we need him to start moving laterally earlier in the swing. So we want him to get left very early. He's going to try to max out his leftward force before his arm gets to parallel. And then he needs to kind of push up and back with his left side so that his follow through will look a little bit more this way going through and not so much kind of that covering with that right shoulder going through. I know it seems like a really good way to hit solid shots and hit down on the golf ball, but essentially it's what's creating his two-way miss, and by going this direction versus going more in this direction through impact. So what I want you to do, Drew, come on in here for me. So we're going to use an alignment stick to kind of give you the visual here.
Okay.
All right, so take your setup where that ball's going to be right there for me. Good. And just as you're getting to the top of the swing, start to feel like you're floating into your left side a little bit earlier. Yeah, there you go. That's a little overdone, but that's okay. And then just a little shorter back as you're doing that. And then obviously let's add kind of the push up and stop your arms like here into the finish. Yeah, that's better. Do that again for me. Good. Even a little bit more this upward push coming through as you're going through the shot. Good. I love that. Let's see you hit one like that. Now, as you're working on this feel, a player who is used to really kind of trying to cover it, and again, if that feels working for you, keep doing it. You may hit these a little bit thin to start as you're working on the right shoulder, tilting more coming through. So just short swings. Yeah, that's really good. So a little bit cleaner contact there for him. Low point a little bit more ahead of the golf ball as he hits that one. We didn't quite get the face, so I need you to feel a little bit more of that push that way as you're coming through. So swing it back for me. All right, so you're already left. Good, love that. Right, and as we're getting to here, feeling that left hip kind of push back. Yeah, there you go. Love that. Good. Push up as much as you can. Don't go too fast on these. There you go. Really good. So let's turn towards the camera here, Drew, so we can show everybody kind of the feel. So again, Drew's tendency is to really move his head and chest forward through impact and push his hips away. It's just a really short way to hit a golf ball. So let's just do that kind of follow through nice and easy where you're just 3/4 pushing. Yeah, that's much better. Love that. And when you're working on this stuff, do that again for me, Drew. You would just be doing it at these speeds, right? Just kind of pushing up. That's so good, right? I mean, honestly, why don't you just fucking play golf like that, right? You're hitting it offline. I know everyone's worried about how far it goes, but if you could make that short little controlled swing and get it out there $150 with a 7-iron, who gives a fuck? All right, let's just show me one more good one like that. Give me that. Kind of move the pelvis forward and push up coming through. Just that half swing right now.
Enough contact on that one.
Yeah, so that one, his hip kind of dove forward this way coming in. He didn't get the push up like we wanted to. And again, when we're working on the golf swing, we need to do a lot of rehearsals at slower speeds, slower swings to get that feel. I mean, Drew's aware of that. He's been a good player for a long time. He and I actually played against each other in college down in Florida, even though we didn't find that out until 20 years later. So he understands what it takes to be a good player. So it's going to take him some time to develop that feel. And again, the main thing that we're trying to do in Drew's golf swing is we're moving him into his left side very early. So at the top of the swing, that kind of left early. So we max out our downward and leftward very early. And then from there, we're trying to push up and back with that left side. We don't really want to feel rotation. We want to feel kind of the lateral pushing and the upward. I need a lot more lateral force to be able to push up early enough in the swing. And Drew just doesn't go lateral enough in his swing.
Scottie Scheffler is a dominant force in golf right now. And even though you're not a tour player, we can learn a lot from this golf swing. I love his move off of the golf ball early where he kind of bumps into that trail leg. This sets him up to create a lot of speed and swing very efficiently throughout the motion. As he gets to the top of the backswing, he's already starting to move into his lead leg. This is a move that I see a lot of players doing correctly where they're still moving off of the golf ball or not moving into their left leg early enough. From here, he's got more lateral motion than just about anybody in the game right now. And this makes it very easy for Scottie to hit the ground in front of the golf ball and just hit the golf ball solid every single time. You're most likely not moving left early enough, and you're also not moving left long enough through the golf swing or towards the target long enough. That's where we get that kind of dragging of his right foot and sliding it toward the target. You're not going to see many golfers on the range move that far toward the target.
Okay, so we can learn a lot from Scottie Scheffler's golf swing. And people see his footwork and think that he's out of balance, but we know as golf professionals, that's just all the force that he's creating in the golf swing, especially the lateral force. And so we can take what he does in his golf swing and help Drew. So what we're going to try to get Drew to do is to move his right foot like Scottie Scheffler does to really get that pelvis to move forward in the downswing. So Drew, just go about just past hip high here. Good. Now really start sliding that hip forward and dragging that right heel. Not exactly like Scottie Scheffler, but better than Drew Pearson. So let's do that again with a little bit more pace. Let's get in there. So I like how Scottie does it a little bit more where that right leg actually straightens coming in and he almost drags that foot backwards this way. Drew's kind of just lifting the heel and moving the foot in. And that's what I see from a lot of regular golfers. So Drew, let's be a little bit more athletic and try to get that, keep that right heel down as you kind of drag towards the target for me. That is really good right there. So you can see how much extension he gets through the shot. You could actually go, if you're able to, a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. So now he's pushing this way. He's pushing this way with his right foot, which gets him to extend his pelvis a little bit more. And that's exactly what we see in Scottie Scheffler's golf swing. And now the tip of the week. I see a lot of golfers start the golf swing by rolling the club too far to the inside and overbending their right arm. When they're doing that, they're not turning their shoulders enough to start the swing. So here's a really simple way to improve that feel. What we're going to do is we're going to choke all the way down on the club. We're going to point the butt of the club at our belt. And for the first part of the golf swing, we're just going to feel like our torso and hips turn the club back. And you can see that creates a perfect takeaway where my arms stay relatively straight, my shoulders tilt and rotate, and the hands move slightly to the inside. If I were to take that to the top of the swing, now I'm in a really good position. So I would just want to make rehearsals in that fashion, moving the club in the right direction, set up to the golf ball, taking the club to the top with that initial feel of the torso and hips being the driver of the golf swing to start, and then eventually try it on a golf ball.